right, good morning, folks. Welcome back to another James Blackburn experience. Today is day 2 in the San Pedro Parks Wilderness with my good friends, camping out, enjoying this early morning sunrise right now in a little campfire. It is cold out this morning. It's about 7, a little after 7 in the morning, 28 degrees out. Definitely felt it last night, but my sleeping bag kept me warm the entire night. It was completely comfortable. Laid down and slept almost 11 hours actually. It was kind of nice, so stay tuned. It's a beautiful morning so far, even though it did dip down to 28 degrees last night. As a matter of fact, the creek froze over in spots. Let's go take a look at it. All right, up here there's a couple of areas where you can see that definitely froze over. It's a real thin amount of ice, but there's another big pool of water here. This will probably be where I come to filter water later because it's pretty deep. Same thing, completely frozen over. So that's what happens when it's 28 degrees outside. Pretty awesome. All right, so that water is gonna be cold and refreshing to drink today. It's gonna be great. Beautiful. I slept really good in my tent last night. It was a little bit of tossing and turning, a little bit of cold, but all in all, I snuggled down in my sleeping bag. I stayed warm, stayed toasty, and it was 11 hours from the time I got into that sleeping bag till I got back out. A little slow motion campfire to start the day is always nice. The warmth felt great. Man, this fire feels nice. Warm. Feels really good.
Yeah, water's boiling. It's just taking a little longer because of how cold it is, but we'll have some water boiled here probably in about the next few minutes.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. Hot coffee sounds good this morning.
All right, folks.
Sure.
This is gonna be breakfast. I used a little too much water and ended up with more of a scrambled egg and bacon soup. But it was still yummy, and I ate every bite. After my breakfast soup, I enjoyed the sun warming up the forest with its life-giving energy. I breathed in the clean mountain air and felt truly alive again. The temperature dropped down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and the warmth of the fire was feeling particularly good. We didn't want to leave the warm embrace of the morning campfire yet. All right, folks, the morning is continuing. We are packing up, getting all our gear ready here. It's just about that time of day. The guys are here getting some work going, and I'm gonna head over to my tent here in just a second and start packing that stuff up too. All right, here is the trail that we'll be taking here in a little while, but down here is our camp. It's a little trail going down into this spot. These guys found this yesterday, and we've been loving it ever since. It's a really nice, peaceful spot near a creek. And I'll do a quick walkthrough here for you. Over here you see Matt, the Southwest Backpackers tent. Over here, behind the fire and the guys, is Ruben, the ManzanoMan's tent right there. And then over here in the field is my tent. You guys who've watched my videos, you know this tent quite well. I've used it a lot, almost exclusively. It's gonna be time to get all this stuff organized and put away. So here we go. As the last of the campfire started to burn out, I stepped away to document this wonderful spot. I knew this was a special place, and I wanted to remember it all. Here I was having a camping experience with great friends, and near a small creek in the San Pedro Parks Wilderness. I could feel the energy of this beautiful place, and I let it take over my body and my spirit. Can it get any better than this? We shall see. All good things must come to an end, and this campsite was no exception. It was time to pack up the gear and move on to the adventures that today would undoubtedly yield. Through the magic of time-lapse, we shall pack and go. It looks like I have a lot of gear, but it was all necessary for my trip. And I will say this, camping is a lot of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I absolutely love everything about camping and plan to continue for years to come. All right, folks, all this stuff right here is supposed to fit magically into that somehow. Yesterday I had everything in there. There's also a tent that has to go in there as well. So yeah, there's a lot of gear here. Got to get it going. We are almost officially packed up all gear. That's all I have left right there. Have to get that stuff in my backpack over there, and then we're gonna hit the trail. Stay tuned. Got my trusty water filter here. Had this thing for about 2 years now. It's the first time using it. So we're gonna pump some water through real quick before we hook up the bottle, just to make sure we get everything out of the system. I got the filter working properly and filled my bottles for the day with cold, clean drinking water. We are officially leaving camp number 1, heading down the trail. Day number 2, San Pedro Parks Wilderness. Thanks, guys. It's going to be great.
Heck yeah, do this. Camp 2, here we come.
All right, we're about 3/4 of a mile from our first camp. You can see the trail intersection here. Matt is heading up the Vacas Trail, which is where we're going to head to as well. Another cool thing right here is CDT sign right here. So apparently this is a alternative route to the CDT, but there it is. How cool is that? Awesome. The San Pedro Parks gets its name from this high country up here where you have all this pine forest, but you have these clearings in between, like little miniature parks basically. So you can see how thick the forest is on the one side, but back over here it's just a lot more open. It's beautiful either way. Beautiful either way. I tell you what, folks, this high elevation it's getting me a little bit. We're almost 10,000 feet. I know that's not super high elevation, but the air is still thinner up here. I'm feeling it, especially on these going up parts. Wow. All right, folks, I just came down that trail. Now I'm back in the shade for a few minutes, taking a little break, catching my breath. This high elevation is getting me, and plus, this is the oldest I've ever been, so I'm still getting used to it. I'll tell you what, backpacking is hard work, especially when you're almost 50 and you haven't done a lot of it this year. So I'm loving it. It's a great distraction. And when you're doing this, you can pretty much only focus on what you're doing because, like I said, it's hard work. Well, Mark, I'm sad that you're gone, brother, but I am dedicating this entire series to you. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and here we were about 5 miles into that and loving every minute of it. The rhythm of our boots on the trail was feeling unrestricted and free. All right, we're up about 10,200, 300 feet in elevation, and we're coming up on one of those little parks that San Pedro Parks is known for again. Let's go check it out. Another beautiful day. I'll tell you, being up at 10,000 something right now is nice in a way because we plateaued out. It's flat up here, and the hiking is a lot easier. We climbed this morning, I don't know, the first mile or so was just going up, and that always gets you, even if you're not carrying a fully loaded backpack. right, folks, we've been on the trail about 2¼ miles from our last camp, and I'm just taking a quick break here on a log, take the weight of the pack off, and we're about 20 minutes away, Matt said, so it's probably about a ½ mile to camp, and then we'll be taking these packs off and enjoying the rest of the day relaxing. All right, folks. Wow. This has been an intense trip so far. Thankfully, the hiking is not too bad, but carrying this weight back here behind me and the weight on my body as well, we think I probably have a 50-pound pack, and with my body weight, it's about 280 pounds going down this trail, so my feet are feeling it. But we'll be at camp soon, and then we're going to be camping in the same camp for the next 2 days, so we'll have plenty of time to rest, relax, and recuperate. The 3 R's. Made it to another one of the big park areas here. This one's pretty huge. Oh man, it's so beautiful. You know, to me, this looks like a perfect place to have a log cabin, a windmill to pump some water out of the ground, maybe a little barn, some horses, and just live out your days here. That would be awesome. As you can tell though, these parks are short-lived, and then you're back in the forest again. It shouldn't be too far from camp number 2, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then it's relaxification time. Just hit the 3-mile mark on today's trail, so I'm just taking a little break here in the shade. As you can see, it's gonna open up again out here for a little bit in the sun. Yeah, just hit the 3-mile mark, so I should be getting to camp hopefully very, very soon, because I am wearing out. My feet are aching. On a side note, I did have a squirrel encounter just a couple minutes ago, and the squirrels up here look black, like they're just really dark color, and it sat in a tree and looked at me, and I looked at it. I wasn't able to get the camera out to get a shot, but it was there. You know, it's funny to think we're 6 miles in from the trailhead, and there's still cattle back here wandering around. I bet these cattle absolutely love their life out here, because there's nothing bad. It's just food, water, and wilderness. All right, here I am in the wilderness doing my thing. All right, time to keep moving. As I sat there and caught my breath, I looked around in wonder and felt truly fortunate to be alive. What a great day. We continued down the path into freedom and beauty. Thankfully, I was able to track our progress so we could see exactly how many miles we traveled each day. On this day, we ended up hiking just over 4 miles. So glad to be here. Thank you guys for bringing me up.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now we're just gonna chill out for a little bit before we figure out where we're gonna set up tents and stuff, but it's nice to just have that moment without the pack on, and we're just relaxing now.
Yeah, feels good.
Feels good to have that weight off and just relax and enjoy the whole afternoon now.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's still early. It's like what, 1:30, 1:45, so temperature's perfect out.
Ready for lunch.
Yeah, yeah, some lunch would be feeling good right about now. All right, folks, we made it to camp number 2. However, Matt took us up the hill up here behind me and showed us another camp he discovered a few years ago. And it is such an awesome camp that we're gonna carry all our stuff up another hillside to get to it, but we're gonna be there for 2 days, so it's gonna be great. There's plenty of water down here at the base. We can come down and fill up our bottles whenever we need to, and we're just gonna get up there and get this done with. But first, I'm gonna go filter some water into my empty bottles. All right, if you have to get water out of a creek, this is a good spot to do it at. Look how beautiful that is, folks. Here I have my filter in the water. I'm about to fill up a couple bottles. Ruben's over here too. He's filling up bottles, and it's looking good. And then we're gonna head back up the hillside to where Matt is at, and we're gonna have ourselves a grand time. It's a beautiful sight. I can't wait to show it to you guys. We made it up to camp number 2. This will be our official camp. As you can see, Matt's already got his tent up. Ruben is here as well. We came up together.
Matt's over here. He's got a campfire going already. Much appreciated, man.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying the campfire. Feels great.
Yeah, look at this spot, folks. There's all sorts of sitting logs, a nice campfire spot. There's somebody put a shelf up here too that we're gonna use. This is awesome. I absolutely love it, man. Thanks for bringing us up here.
You're welcome. I'm glad I found this spot. A couple years ago, I climbed up here to look for firewood and discovered the spot. I thought, man, next time I come back up here, I'd love to camp here. And so, yeah, this was our first time getting to camp at this spot.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. All right, folks. Found me a good camping spot here, so I'm gonna get set up.
More of that magical time lapse. Truth be told, it actually took me about 12 minutes to set up the tent in real time. But that would be a boring video, so we time lapse. Yay!
All right, here you go. My home for the next 2 days. Comfy, cozy, and nice, and weatherproof. Always good. All right, folks, we got this beautiful camp spot, but the water's down below, so these guys are being awesome to go down and fill up all our waters that we need for cooking tonight and tomorrow morning. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And so what does that mean for me, you ask? Well, I'm gonna spend probably half hour here alone at camp just doing camp things. So we're gonna go back and just hang out and relax a little bit. You see, we got ourselves a beautiful spot. I might even venture to say that this might be one of the best camp spots I've ever been to. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Enough sun and shade to make it very nice. You can see I'm back here. That's pretty much the walkthrough of the camp, but oh man, this is gonna be awesome.
This campsite was amazing, and I couldn't stop smiling. The weather was perfect, and so was this spot.
All right, folks, so for dinner tonight, we got the Mountain House Adventure Meal, chili mac with beef, spicy sauce with macaroni, beef, and beans, freeze-dried, of course. Matt's having the same thing.
I sat down with my dinner and took a big sniff. It smelled absolutely delicious. This was gonna be very filling, and I was glad I brought this for dinner. Yummy!
All right, guys, I forgot to bring a spoon or a fork like an idiot. So I've been bushcrafting a spoon. It still needs a lot of work, but I don't feel like finishing it tonight. I'll finish it tomorrow. But I'm still using it to eat. And it still works like a spoon. It's just a little bit huge. Chili mac with beef. Very tasty.
Matt, the Southwest backpacker, sawed up some logs for the campfire. It was gonna get cold out again tonight, and a warm campfire is always appreciated, especially when it's in slow motion. This day just keeps getting better and better.
Yep, campfire always feels good.
Yeah, it does.
I was telling Matt earlier today, when people ask me, what's your favorite part of hiking and camping? And I say stopping. Because you do all that work so that you can have this moment right here, right now.
Oh,
where
yeah.
We're standing around enjoying a campfire. We're not working hard. It's just that total relaxation sort of moment. So
Yeah.
I love these sort of moments like this right now. So thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are
This
the
is
best moments. You're welcome, man.
This is awesome.
It's a true gift.
We continued to enjoy the evening campfire together, and not just as friends, but as family. This group's got each other's backs. We prefer to lift each other up and not tear each other down. I always feel safe when I camp with these guys, and look forward to many more adventures together in the near future. As the evening came to a close, we enjoyed some nice conversation around the campfire. Matt put one more log on the fire for this evening. We'd all relax here for a while longer before getting some sleep. This had been another amazing day.
Laser light show courtesy of Matt, the Southwest backpacker. Boy, that is trippy. That's not even slow motion and it looks cool.
After we enjoyed Matt's laser light show, we turned our eyes upwards toward the sky and enjoyed the beauty of night. The stars were out and very bright, and we all knew this was a great memory. The campfire was so nice that I didn't want to step away from it. I've always loved a good campfire experience. It's one of my favorite parts of camping. The warmth, the friendships, the conversations, and relaxing outside under the stars has always made me feel wonderful. And tonight was no exception. This was a truly special experience for me. Soon it would be time to retire to our tents for a long night of sleep. I was happy my sleeping bag was warm because it was going to be cold out, and a warm sleep would be great tonight.
All right, folks, we're wrapping it up for the evening here. We're just enjoying the last bit of this campfire, and I want to say thank you to my two friends here again for having me along on this journey. It's been such a great time, and I love this camp spot that we're at right now.
Yeah, this is a really nice camp spot. I like this spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Awesome camp spot.
good discovery.
I like that we're able to sit on these logs.
Yeah.
My knees are, curved like they would be if I'm sitting
Yep.
in a chair. So this is an added bonus.
Somebody did a lot of work here for us.
Oh yeah.
So, folks, we're going to wrap it up here for the evening. Make sure you tune back tomorrow. We're going to have another brand new episode of us exploring San Pedro Park's wilderness. And as usual, love, love, hate, hate. Take care of each other.
Thank you for watching the James Blackburn Experience. Be sure to check my YouTube channel for almost 900 additional video adventures. Thanks for watching.